In this video, I'm going to show you how to change some of the basic settings on the camera. This is the EOS Rebel T3 that we're going to be using in this class. We're going to just make our way down from the top down to the bottom, starting up here in the top right hand corner. This button allows us to change the autofocus point selection. If I press this and turn the wheel, I can choose between auto selection or the many different selection points they have. I prefer auto for this early part of the class, so we'll just leave it on that. Press that button again. We're good to go. Next, we're going to come over to this AV plus or minus button. This is an important button. Press and hold this, and then turn this top wheel again, top front wheel. And you can see I can control whether or not I want my photos to be a little bit brighter or a little bit darker. 99.9% of the time, we want to make sure this is right in the middle. So let's leave that there. Okay, this is the live display button. We're not going to use that at all in this class. That wears down the cameras far too fast, so we don't ever use that. This is the quick button. This basically allows us to, if we press this, we can now move around to all these different settings and change them. So if we wanted to change this plus or minus, we could do that also by pressing this button, moving the cursor to it, pressing this, and moving it left or right, like so. Next up is press the Q button again to get out of that. Next up, if we want to change the ISO, we would just press up on this arrow right here. You can see it says ISO right there, so we press up, and we can choose whichever ISO we want. As always, we stick with around 1600 if we are inside, and around 400 if we are outside. Press the OK button there. This one over here is going to change the autofocus modes for us. We have one shot, AI focus, and AI servo. We're going to spend most of our time on one shot, although we will change it up every once in a while. We press down here. We can choose the white balance. For now, let's just leave that on auto, the AWB there. And then pressing left here brings up the shooting menu. This is single shooting. This is continuous shooting. And these are the different self-timer methods that we're going to spend most of our time on this one right here as well. If we go down here, we can press the menu button. This menu button brings us into the camera's menu settings. A couple changes we do want to make in here. Make sure this first one, this quality, should be on large, just like that. And we want the beep enabled, and we want release shutter without card to be disabled. That means the camera will not take pictures unless there is a card in there. Image review should be on about 4 seconds. And let's just leave everything else about like that. There's one other setting I wanted you to see. If you come over here to this first wrench right there, come up to format, this will erase the memory, everything that is on the memory card. This is handy to do every once in a while. And there you go. That is how we make all of the important adjustments on the Rebel T3.